He is expected to kneel once again and protest to what he says are social injustices to African Americans. And just more than a month ago when he started this, he sat alone. That is no longer the case.
It really came from the kids. When we were talking about things that were happening, taking place in society, and it went from the young men talking about the social injustice that they face on a day-to-day basis, from coaches sharing their stories. Then we started talking about Colin Kaepernick and what he's enduring by the national media, and how everybody wants to focus on the flag and not focus on the issues. And through our conversation, the players decided to do this, to make this movement. And that's what it's about. This is a player-driven thing.
Is this going to be something that you're going to continue
all year long? We're not going to stop.
Hard issue to talk about. It affects everybody. But, like, why are you not kneeling? And I don't mean kneeling in terms of kneeling. Like, what are you doing? What is everyone doing to help? Because everyone knows that we have a problem in this country. Everyone knows that we have serious issues to talk around racial injustice.
24 hours, the college football season kicks off here in Georgia. Kennesaw State University takes on Georgia State. But on social media, the buzz is about the 5 KSU cheerleaders who took a knee during the national anthem last season, which caused a lot of controversy. Well, now this season, 4 of those 5 did not make the squad. Well, here at the bridge, Ashley Johnson did some digging to find out what's really going on. And Ashley, is this stiff competition or discrimination? What's going on here?
Well, Vinny, KSU says this year becoming a cheerleader was more competitive than ever. But one of the so-called Kennesaw 5 cheerleaders who didn't make the squad believes that them taking a knee played a huge part.
Why do you think that maybe you taking a stand did play a role?
Tamia Dean didn't want her face on camera, but certainly wants her voice heard.
It's just such a controversial issue, and everyone's so different in the way they think about it. That's why it plays such a big part.
She's one of the 5 Kennesaw State cheerleaders who were both praised and criticized for taking a knee during the national anthem last season on September 30th. Days later was all the back and forth. The Attorney General weighed in saying students can kneel as long as it's not disruptive. But KSU took a different approach, banning cheerleaders from the pregame routine. That sparked protests. After much scrutiny, KSU did an about-face, letting cheerleaders back on.
And so for me, it was a matter of making sure that our team was unified and that our message was again, easily or clear and concise. And I thought that us doing something together as a team would signify that, in part because we were unified.
What is the message beyond unity? I mean, is it that President Trump can't intimidate you? Is it do you all stand together to protest racial injustice? What is that message?
Clearly, or bluntly, I should say, is that we don't want this behavior to become a norm in our society. I understand that there's a lot of different opinions and viewpoints, but what I feel deep down in my heart, and what a lot of people across this great nation feel deep down in their heart, is that there's been a perpetual cycle of hate being spewed from the greatest position that our country has to offer, from the White House. And so I think that's a direct reflection of what we are trying to accomplish.
Across the league show their support for Colin Kaepernick's call to end racial inequality. But on such a solemn anniversary, we saw some teams unify and how they decided to handle this movement.
Overnight, a wave of NFL members joining Colin Kaepernick's protest against racism and police brutality. Coast to coast, players supporting the movement. Entire teams making the unified decision to stand, but linking arms in solidarity during the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see?
On the Seattle sideline, it wasn't just players, but coaches, employees, even fans following suit.
Hopefully it's going to unify our country to where there's a message that needs to be heard. And so